These are the back elevation windows on the deck, and I'm noticing some hail damage on all 4 elevations, which is pretty common in this neighborhood. So I'm just wiping the window down here because I can see more of the hits a lot better on the back. So I do feel quite a few on this window here. It's tough to see, but once you chalk it, it shows up pretty good. You can see all those little hits up and down on the cladding. Now this obviously, typical homeowner, this is not a big deal. Obviously just some hits to the cladding, which obviously aesthetically it doesn't look nice, but it is covered. And what my concern is it's typically you'll get some hail on this little lip here, the sill. And you might see one around the corner. What happens is once that lip hits here, the seal starts to break. It gets a little delicate. I took some photos on the front elevation that the caulking here is actually starting to pull away. So when a hail hits, the cladding tends to indent, breaks the seal, and then you start to get some moisture in here. So now this one I can't determine if hail actually caused this, but I can see some water on the inside in between the panes. So there's 2 panes of glass, and I can see some moisture inside there that is starting to build up. So definitely something you want to take care of. Some water penetration is obviously can create rot, mold, and mildew. And this one here, I can actually see the cladding starting to come off a little bit. You see the gap. So what will happen is moisture will start to build up in here, and then you start to have some water issues. So these windows do have hail damage, and it is covered. And I can see quite a few on the vertical here looking down. Obviously tough to see in the camera, but it is there, and something obviously you want to take care of. These are some windows here on the right now. Obviously this stuff here isn't from hail, it's from the chair. But you can see some moisture inside these windows too. This one maybe looks a little newer. Maybe this has been replaced or something at the time, but I am finding hail damage on these 2. You can kind of hear the cladding that comes off when I do that. That's the metal that is starting to pull away from the wood, and so forth. So here's a picture of all the hail hits that I just chalked. You can see there's quite a few on there. This is the right of the house on the deck. This little spot right here, this little guy, that's evidence of splatter. So when hail hits metal, it leaves oxidation, and this oxidation will usually stick around the windows for about, I guess I'd say maybe 6 months after a storm. So that provides me confidence that there's been a recent storm, and the date in this area is August of this year. So have some recent hail damage to the metal, which is covered, and you can see that some of this damage on the front elevation photos, you can see that some of this damage has started to open the cladding, and the cladding now is starting to allow moisture to enter. So here's some gutters. Here's some evidence of some splatter. So this shows me and gives me evidence that there has been a recent storm here, and we're not just filing a claim out of any date, but there had been some damage here. So I'll typically find a little bit of hits on the gutters. As I sent some photos over, we did find damage on those gutters too. So